Hi everyone, you're welcome to MyProfessorNote. This is Bhupesh Sharma, and in this video we are going to talk about the Roland Barthes. This is the second theorist of the structuralism series that we are covering. I have made this PPT video on the further in this socio that may not be that much engaging. That is the reason that we are making this video here in front of a camera. Okay, so Roland Barthes was a French literary critic. This is a very important theorist that you have to study for your NET set and gate exam perspective. At the very beginning, when you start reading literary theory, you find that it's really boring what exactly these theorists are trying to do here, right? Unnecessarily just trying to digging into the book, but that is not the case. When we understand these theories, their mindset, their earlier lives, it becomes very important. That is the reason I always say that you have to read the introduction in the Wikipedia of every single theorist and every single writer. Okay, so let's talk about the Roland Barthes now. So Roland Barthes is a French literary critic, a structuralist and a post-structuralist. I hope you know structuralists. If you do not know, so structuralists say that every single thing is arranged in a certain order. Different elements come together, they are arranged in a certain order, and then they give you a concrete meaning. For example, so we take the example of the language, a sentence. Here we have the subject, we have the verb, we have the object. Three different elements coming together and create a one sentence, a one complete sentence it creates, right? This is how the structuralism works. Okay, every single thing is arranged in a certain order. Then we have the post-structuralist. Post-structuralist says that no, nothing has a concrete meaning. If structuralism say that from Delhi to Shimla you can go from this one particular way, right? Post-structuralism say no, you can come from here, you can go by air, you can go by taxi. There are another ways to reach Delhi from Shimla, right? It will give you many other perspective. If I say apple, in your mind will come the image of maybe a green apple, maybe of a red apple, a big apple, a small apple, the kind of apple you have seen. It is according to your experience. So post-structuralism says that nothing has a one concrete meaning. It can have many meanings, right? Every single thing is questionable. Every single thing is interpretable. So they interpret. They keep asking question, why you have given it a certain meaning. They do not believe in a one meaning. Roland Barthes, the book Death of the Author. The death is not of the actual author, but the death of the fixed meaning. That meaning is not located in the author. Author has written a one work, right? He has something in his mind, so he wrote that piece of work. So now reader is reading that work. Reader is getting the meaning the way he understands that sentence which is written on the paper. So it is the death of the author. Means the way author is trying to make his meaning reach to the reader is not reaching, right? Because reader is forming the meaning as per their own experiences, the way things have happened to them, right? If something is written on the paper, right, the way you see the word, the way that word has effect on you, right? So the meaning are formed as per the reader's perceptions, not the way writer wanted you to receive that. So this is a death of the author, death of the fixed meanings. All right, so we are done here. I hope you now have this idea of the structuralism and post-structuralism. Now let's understand about his works, which are very important from a NET set and gate exam perspective. And if you want to have access to the point notes where all the 10 units are covered, you can get access to them. I have given the context below in the description box. Let's talk about his very first work, Writing Degree 0, published in the 1953. Check out the dates yourself. I can be wrong, right? But this is for sure that it's 1953 published, Writing Degree 0. Here he distinguished between writing and the style. of writing. He said that the writing is not its style or the literary devices, because when you go out there, you observe things, right? You as a writer going out there, you observing something, and your aim is to articulate that thought, that experience, what you have observed to the reader. But the moment you start reading, the moment you start writing, you get more focused towards its style. You get more focused to those literary devices than to the idea that you were about to put down into the paper. So he said that writing is different, and style and literary devices are different, right? When we pay more attention to the style and literary devices, somewhere we start going away from our actual idea, from our creativity. So this is how he differentiates between writing and styles here in the Writing Degree 0. Next work, 1957, the Mythologies. So what mythologies is? We say God, right? We say Guru, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. These are myths. How they are myths? Myths are unquestionable. You cannot interpret it. If there is someone in your teacher, in your school, and they do not know anything, they are a piece of shit maybe, right? Because there is a difference between the gurus we had in the Satyuga and the gurus we have in the Kali Yuga. So maybe this Kali Yuga teacher do not know anything, but you're told don't give them respect, they are your teacher, आपको उन्हें इज्जत देनी चाहिए, आपको उन्हें सम्मान देना चाहिए, वो गुरु है, क्वेश्चन नहीं करते बेटा. So these are the kind of things which are told to you. Unquestionable, uninterruptible. आप इंटरप्रेट नहीं कर सकते उसमें. Myths इस तरह से फॉर्म किए जाते हैं, उनका मेन रीजन यही होता है. Roland Barthes is saying that myths in the modern era are created so authority can be unquestionable. You cannot question the authority. You cannot question their ideas. The kind of schemes they are bringing in, you cannot interpret it. You just start believing it on the very surface. Now, how this mythology is creating? We add the cultural value to it. For example, he gave the example of the red wine. In French, red wine is the national drink. So when you drink that red wine, the national drink, everyone feel a certain kind of confidence that we are drinking this red wine, it makes you feel in a certain way, even though it's alcohol and it's not good for your health, right? So we just do not go in interpreting. Then another example, if I give you, which he has given here, that the French country has published this one journal where a black boy is just saluting. So French country has colonized these black people. One of the work is written by the French Fanon, the white mask and black faces, white mask and black skin. So here they have on their cover picture this black boy saluting. What they want to say? That they want to make you see that they are not dominator, they are not colonizers. They want to bring everyone together. We are one. We are taking care of you. Right? We are putting the black boy on the front page because we want to make them leader. We are here to take care of them. We are not here as a colonizers. So what they want to do? They want to make themselves unquestionable, so that you cannot question that you are dominating us. You are the colonizers. You have made a slave. No. We have not made you slave. We are helping you to reach the heights. We are helping you to grow ahead in your life. This is the kind of feeling that they want to give. So this is how the myths are created. In India, Britishers came, what they said? You Indians are uncivilized. You are savage. You are pagan. You have no idea. You do not know anything. We are here to make you civil. We will teach you mannerism. We will give you education. So they form the education policy according to them, and then they give that education to us. They feed us the knowledge what they wanted to us. Myths are created so they can suck your blood and do not let you say ouch. So they can become unquestionable. This is how myths are created. You just accept that meaning. You do not go into interpretation why it is given that meaning or not. So, and it has a great influence on the advertisement, movies, books. A great philosopher, Roland Barthes. Then his work come here, the death of the author. I already discussed at the very beginning that what death of the author. I hope you got that idea. Then we have this work SZ, where he analyzed the Balzac short story Sarrasine. Here he give these 561 units of narrative meaning. He called it Lexius, or the 5 codes, right? First one is the Proairetic Code. Proairetic code in the narrative is where you know that what is going to happen next, right? This narrative is going or working according to your expectations, right? The way you feel that, oh, if someone has taken out the revolver from their pocket and putting it on their enemy who have really tortured them, their wife, their daughter, or their sister, he will kill that person. So it is going according to expectation. You know that what is going to happen next. Then is hermeneutic code. Hermeneutic code is where you have to interpret that why it is happening, what is happening. It always make you ask those questions, that why this is happening in this novel, why this is happening in the story, how did it happen, what is actually happening. So you always ask questions because nothing seems clear to you. So this is the hermeneutic code which is there in these kind of narratives. Third, we have the cultural code. These cultural codes are what we are familiar with. For example, if there is a word called British Raj, so we know what British Raj was, the way our education was, the way economy was, the way Britishers have treated us. What British Raj is, Indians are very familiar with that. Maybe the other country will not be, because this is a cultural code. It belongs to our culture and we can understand it. So this is a third kind of code which is there in the narrative. Fourth kind is the semic code. Semic codes are like a sign. So they make a reference to something and we understand it then. For example, if there is written that someone is wearing a white cloth with Gandhi topi, right? So it is a politician, right? This is how we know these people. So it is a reference to the politician. Now that politician can be a corrupted one, or like another reference is the democracy. So we understand these things in this way with the semic code, which are visible in the narrative. Fifth one we have is the symbolic code. So symbolic code they are similar to these the semic or signs, but they have a significance. Here, white color clothes somebody wearing, that is a politician. So it is also a reference to the corruption or the democracy or the voting. Many things will come into your mind. But when we say symbolic, right, it has a significance. Your white color signified peace. Your white color signifies brightness and light. Your black color signifies dark and devil, right? So this is how these code works, and these codes are given in his work SZ. Beside this, he has given very important terms that you need to understand. Your readerly text. Your readerly text is where your focus is just on the storyline, on the plot. You do not pay attention that how that work is written, what is its significance, right? You just simply enjoy it. You just read the story. For example, Salman Khan movie The Bung. You do not have to use your brain. You just enjoy it. Second, we have the writerly text. These are the critical kind of text. For example, your James Joyce Ulysses, the language is a very really tough. You have to understand what it actually says. So your main focus is also on the way that that text is actually written, right? And its main significance. And they are quite hard to understand, because you start to know its critical sides, right? So these are the writerly text. If I compare it with the movie here, so Inception is the movie. You have, because in the writerly novels, you are not the consumers, but you are the producers of the meaning. So you have to understand the way you want to understand it, or the way you get it, rather than just being an audience and enjoying the text. No, you go, you read it, you interpret it. So these are the kind of text what we call the writerly text. Then we have your another term which he has given is the effect of reality. So effect of reality, this is a term which came out in his essay, the reality of effect. So effect of reality is, for example, if there is a work of fiction, right, and there is a character, his name is Ram, and he's a very introvert and innocent guy, is in relationship with someone else, a girl who is in relationship with somebody else, so she is ditching him, right? So this is the work of fiction, but we also see these kind of character in the reality. So there is effect of reality, right? Because the characters we have here, the signs that we are seeing here in this novel of fiction, they having objects, they having they signified in reality. We see these characters in the real society as well, not only in the fiction for the very first time. So this is the effect of reality. Beside this, he has written one more work, which is the Element of Semiology. Written in the 1964, it is published, and here he grouped these elements in the 4 groups, right? under the 4 headings. Very first is the language and the speech. Second one, your language and the speech. Okay, signifier and the signified is the second one. And the third one is your syntagm and I just forgot this, what was the third one, so you can just check it. But the fourth one is the denotation and the connotation, right? So these are the 4 headings under which he has covered these element of semiology. Only this much you just have to remember from Roland Barthes, right? Beside this, you can just go through the PYQPs. I hope very soon I will do a PYQP video on Roland Barthes, so you can enjoy that too or learn something about it. I hope you enjoy the video. You learned something today about Roland Barthes, structuralism, and his work in a very core, to the very core of it. So keep enjoying. This is Bhupesh Sharma, dedicated to the process, believe in karma. My Professor Note, signing off.